Well, for some living in the DC to Boston corridor, many people will think it was a busted forecast, but it wasn't. The simple reason is that we've seen a slightly further west track of the low that's been riding up the east coast, and what that did was it meant that we had more mixing for the I-95. So I suppose it was a bust, yes, in the I-95 corridor, but to the west we're seeing upwards of 2 to 3 feet of snow in parts of Pennsylvania, upstate New York, extending up into New England as well. So we did have a memorable snowstorm. We did also see the snowiest March day on record for several locations. Binghamton, New York, it was around about 30 inches of snow fell, which was the snowiest day on record for Binghamton. So very impressive, nonetheless, despite the fact that we didn't see the big snow totals in the big cities. But thanks for clicking on to the Wednesday edition of Vogan's US Outlook. We're talking about cold now as the system pulls away after producing blizzard conditions anywhere really from interior parts of Pennsylvania in the New York State. We are now talking about very, very cold air for the time of the year, penetrating all the way into North Florida. So these are the temperatures of the GFS for 12Z today, and we are seeing temperatures, the freezing line, very close to Florida. We are going to probably see a few spots dip below freezing this morning, and it is not completely unheard of, but by this time in March, it is harder to get temperatures in, to say, the 20s in the upper portion of Florida here. We are going to be talking about teens into the North Georgia mountains. We could be talking about single digits, maybe even near zero in parts of the central Appalachians here. So parts of western Virginia, West Virginia, even into parts of Pennsylvania where we've got upwards of 30 inches of snow lying on the ground. We could be talking about record breaking cold here, I think. And certainly across parts of northern Iowa, southern parts of Minnesota, we're talking about a below zero morning. And that is fairly late for the time of the year. And then we go through the course of today, and it will be very cold indeed. Temperatures aren't going to get above freezing in many parts, but then the clear skies and light winds mean another very cold night tonight coming up. So this is numbers for 12Z tomorrow, and we are talking about temperatures probably into the upper 20s as far south as North Florida. We could be talking about the mid 20s even as far south as Atlanta here, but we are going to be talking about another night in the single digits perhaps over that deep snow cover across particularly Pennsylvania and upstate New York. So we do have some very, very cold nights coming up with this. Now, all the while we're talking about record breaking heat in the southwest. We're talking about upper 90s yesterday in parts of Arizona, while of course we were talking about blizzard conditions. Now the winds were very impressive, 79 miles an hour on the Mass Coast. We also seen 138 miles an hour at 6,000 feet on top of Mount Washington. So the winds were significant. The snowfall was impressive. The fact that we did see blizzard conditions in several locations, that too was impressive. And even as we go into Friday morning, folks, it is going to get darn cold once again over that snowpack. So we've got another 2, 3 nights of very cold mid-March temperatures for the snow-covered areas. You can see here by the time we get out to 12Z on Friday morning, temperatures could be knocking the door of zero in parts of Pennsylvania. So that is quite impressive. But are you noticing this? We are talking about warmer air going to be starting to push up towards the snowpack areas of the east by the time we reach the weekend here. But it is going to be slow going because of course, the snow on the ground is going to help refrigerate the air. You notice here we've got another surge of cold air coming down. So before really that warmth manages to get into the eastern areas of the country, we're going to see more cold coming down here. So a pretty short and sweet video today, just looking purely at temperatures. But certainly winter is not done by a long shot. Thanks for watching. I will have a written post later on. Bye for now.